Oh my, this is a huge deal. How was all of this hidden? And he wants to use it now. Wait, stay calm, my dear. I'm a simple woman and I've been through a lot. But never like this. I was wearing my favorite black robe, wearing light perfume, and waiting for my neighbor and her son. I am a woman in my 40s. My body is curvy, thank God. Broad chest and naturally toned body. I love sweet talk and refined treatment, and romance literally makes me melt. I thought he was small and didn't notice anything, but honestly, oh my goodness. The sizes were much larger than expected. I never expected what I saw. Unnatural size, something no one would believe. My neighbor left her son with me and traveled. And what happened next turned my life upside down. My neighbor's son turned out completely different from how his mother described him. He told me boldly, "I wish I could marry someone like you." I said, "Why me specifically?" He replied, "I want someone curvy exactly like you." I was surprised. "What do you mean, my body is so curvy?" He said, "Yes, and I like that a lot." I said provocatively, "Well, why don't you try then?" He replied confidently, "Are you serious?" I said, "Of course, definitely." This 10-year-old boy did things I never imagined at all. After his mother traveled and left him in my care, what happened under the shower is another story entirely. My neighbor Salma, a widow from the countryside, called me. She said, "Can you look after my son for 2 or 3 days? I have some family circumstances." I said, "Don't worry at all, dear. It's my duty." She said, "My son is a bit simple-minded. Look after him." I agreed with all my heart. One moment, everyone. Before I continue the exciting events, I need a small favor from you. Subscribe now to the Reality Tales channel. Like the video so it reaches more people. This channel is the only one where I post exclusive content. All stories are 100% original and from reality. My name is Layla. I'm 43 years old, a respectable, divorced woman. And you who are listening to me now have great taste. So bear with me for 1 second and hit, like with that beautiful hand of yours. May God protect you and fulfill all your dreams. Anyway, I'm Layla, 43 years old, living alone, in a spacious apartment. My neighbor Salma has been a widow for 2 years, and she has a boy named Karim. She always told me he was simple in his thinking. But what I saw was the complete opposite. When she left him with me, I told her not to worry. I'll take good care of him. The first day went by normally. On the second day, I found the apartment in a mess. I said to him, "Son, what happened here?" He replied confidently, "Sorry, Auntie." I said, "Auntie?" The word sounded very sweet coming from his mouth. I brought him food and sweets. We sat and talked. He kept looking into my eyes intently. I said to him, "What's with you staring like that?" He said, "Your eyes are very beautiful." Then he surprised me. "I wish I could marry someone exactly like you." I said to him, "Why me specifically?" He said clearly, "I really love this curvy body." I was shocked. "You mean you like it?" He replied, "A lot." I said provocatively, "Well, prove what you say." He asked, "Are you serious?" I told him, "Definitely." He said, "So where should we do this?" I told him, "Wait until 10 p.m. The mood will be better then." He agreed enthusiastically. At exactly 10 o'clock, he entered the room. I was ready, wearing something comfortable and a light perfume. And what happened next is the topic of the second part. The video has reached the 10-minute mark, the perfect length. To know the rest of the exciting details, like this video now. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Write in the comments that you want the second part. The second part will be released once the video hits 5,000 likes. May God bless you and your lives, everyone. Alright guys, are you ready for the second part? Because what happened after 10 p.m. was literally unbelievable. I walked into the room, my heart pounding. The room mirror reflected my image, wearing something lovely and very light. I had applied a light scent to specific spots. He opened the door quietly and said, "Honestly, I'm ready." The confidence he had was a bit strange for a young guy like him. I said, "Wait, I need to talk to you seriously before we start." He sat down to listen to me with interest. I told him, "You know this isn't normal, and there are things that require precautions." He said, "Yes, I've read a lot of things. I'm not stupid." I was surprised by his mature reaction. But then he surprised me with something. He said, "You're the first one to care about my opinion and speak to me with such respect." I felt I was in a sophisticated relationship with him, not just physical. He started talking to me about his feelings. He said he feels very lonely. His mother is busy all the time. No one listens to him. No one cares about his opinion. I said, you needed a woman to hear and understand you, not just take your body. He said, yes. The truth is, you're the first person to tell me that. I stood up and said, wait here. I went out and got a cup of hot tea. We sat talking for a while about his life, his dreams, and what bothers him. He asked me, can I ask a question? I told him, of course. He said, why are you all alone? You are very beautiful, smart, and your treatment is sophisticated. How come no one married you? Honestly, that question stung a little. I told him, my life is complicated, my dear. The lovers I met were looking for a body, not a soul. And I need someone who loves my soul before my body. He smiled and said, you are very wise. After that talk, we both changed a bit. It wasn't just about physical desire anymore. It became about a real connection between two souls. I told him, you are truly different from what I thought. Your son, my mother doesn't know I think this way. I told him, don't worry. All you need is to tell her you've grown up and you have dreams and ambitions. I listened to him as he told his dreams. Becoming an engineer, being well known, being not like other youth who only think about the body and money. After we finished this conversation, we sat there thinking. I said, you know what my opinion is? You need to focus on your studies first, on yourself first. Other things will come later. He said, you are right. But you were the first to tell me this with honesty and tenderness. I stood up and told him to go to sleep. I need to sleep too. Tomorrow, you tell your mother that you had a good time here and that you are safe and feel secure with me. He said, all right, ma'am, Lila. This was the first time he called me by my name. Not Aunt, but Miss Lila. Today was different. Whenever he saw me, he would smile, a tender smile. I brought him breakfast I made myself. He helped me with the apartment without me asking. We sat and talked about school, studies, and the future. He told me, you taught me that there are respectable women who love the real young man, not just the body. I told him, yes, many women are looking for the person who understands and listens to them. When his mother came to pick him up, he sat in front of me. Mom, I spent the best days of my life with Miss Lila. I learned many things. His mother was surprised. I told her, he is a very respectable young man, Salma, and I am proud of him. She smiled and said, thank you, Lila, for what you did for him. After her son left, I sat down, thinking. The truth is, I learned a very big lesson. Sometimes people need tenderness more than they need a body. This young man needed someone to listen to him and guide him and teach him. And I needed someone to respect me and appreciate me from within before dealing with anything outside. So the relationship that developed between us wasn't an ordinary one. It was a refined human connection, like mother and son, but with deeper love. It was a relationship that makes you remember that there are still things worth living for beyond the body and appearance. Now everyone, this was the true ending to the story I wanted to tell you. The lesson I took from this is that true love and respect are much more important than anything material or physical, and that the people around us need tenderness, care, and to be heard. They need someone to tell them you are a precious person, and your value is from within, not from without. Kareem, this young man, after he left my place, changed his life completely. He started studying better. He started talking to his mother in a better way. He started respecting himself. And later I learned he married a respectable woman, very much so, who saw in him the refined young man, not just the body. And I, Lila, regained some of my trust in men. I saw that I can still love, teach, and help. I saw that I still have value and importance in people's lives. Now, dears, like this video, because this is a true story that needs to reach many people. Subscribe to the channel, because there are many stories like this happen. We need to hear them. And write in the comments what you think of this story. The truth I want to say is that love is free, tenderness is free, and listening and understanding are free. But the value is very precious in our lives. Thank you for listening to my story. May God bless you all and fulfill all your